Imagine a text so vast, it attempts to map the entire universe, tracing the origins of stars and oceans, only to conclude that the ultimate secret to all of it is actually hidden right inside you.
Right, yeah.
It's captured in this really famous realization, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman.
Absolutely.
Today, we are exploring the crown jewel of Vedanta, a text that ventures into the deepest possible exploration of the self.
It really does.
But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share your own reflections in the comments below.
Yeah, we always love reading those.
So welcome to this deep dive. Today, our mission is extracting the most vital nuggets of wisdom from today's source material. We're looking at excerpts and translations of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad.
Which is a massive text.
It is, yeah. It's the largest of the Upanishads and a key part of the Shukla Yajurveda.
Right, the White Yajurveda.
Yeah.
And the specific lens we're using for this deep dive is Adi Shankaracharya's renowned commentary on the text.
Which is super important for how we understand it today.
Completely.
Yeah.
Because from Shankaracharya's perspective, the dialogues and the teachings within this specific Upanishad, they essentially form the absolute foundation of Advaita Vedanta.
Which is non-dualism, right?
Exactly, non-dualism. And the sheer scope of this text is just staggering. I mean, it seamlessly blends these vast cosmological visions of the universe with, really practical, ethical, and meditative instructions.
Right.
And it all builds toward that ultimate non-dual realization.
Okay, let's unpack this, because before we can arrive at that profound conclusion of I am Brahman, we first need to understand how this text even defines the universe we inhabit, right?
Yeah, you have to build the world before you can transcend it.
Right. So we move from the physical world to the cosmic mind. And the striking opening image of the Upanishad is, it's the sacrificial horse, the Ashvamedha.
It is such a vivid way to open a philosophical text.
It really is.
The imagery is incredibly specific. It says the head of the horse is the dawn, its eye the sun, its breath the air, its open mouth fire. Yeah. And it goes on. Its back is heaven, its belly the sky, its bones the stars, its hairs the herbs and trees, and its yawning is lightning.
Wait, okay, hold on. Why does an ancient philosophical text start with a horse? I mean, is this like an ancient VR simulation or some kind of mnemonic device?
In a way, yes.
Because by mapping the entire cosmos onto a physical animal, are they just trying to make the infinite tangible for people?
That's a great way to put it. Shankaracharya's commentary actually clarifies this beautifully. This is an upasana, a meditation.
Okay.
It's meant to elevate the horse to the status of Prajapati, the cosmic creator.
Right, right.
It teaches that those who cannot physically perform these grand, expensive rituals can actually achieve the exact same spiritual result through dedicated mental meditation.
Oh, wow. So you're basically doing the ritual in your mind.
Exactly. You are internalizing the cosmos.
That is fascinating. So from there, it guides you to the state before the universe even existed.
Right, the very beginning.
And the text says, there was nothing whatsoever here in the beginning. It was covered only by death or hunger.
Which is such a heavy phrase, death or hunger.
It really is. Why equate death with hunger?
Well, Shankaracharya explains that hunger is fundamentally a state of lack. It's a desire.
Like you're missing something.
Right. And creating the universe from that state means the universe is born from perceived insufficiency. And anything born from that kind of desire is finite, so it's destined to end. Hence, death.
That makes total sense. So death creates the mind and then water, and from the froth of the water came the solid earth.
Yes, it's a very elemental progression.
And then Fire was born from the exhaustion and heat of this creation, like the universe was just tired from being made.
Tapas, yeah. That cosmic heat of exertion.
And I love this detail. The cosmic egg splits into silver, which is the earth, and gold, which is heaven.
It's beautiful imagery.
It is, and the sun is born right from the middle of it.
Right, but remember, for Shankaracharya, all of this creation is still just a projection. It's not the ultimate reality.
Right, which is the perfect transition. Because now that we have a universe, how do we find meaning and permanence inside it?
Exactly.
The text moves from this giant cosmic creation to an incredibly intimate human conversation. It's really about what truly matters.
Yes, we meet the great sage Yajnavalkya.
Who is a huge deal in these texts.
Massive.
Yeah.
And he's preparing to renounce his life as a householder. He wants to go to the forest and just seek truth.
Right.
So he needs to divide his property between his two wives, Katyani and Maitreyi.
And the text makes a point to describe Maitreyi as a woman who used to discuss Brahman.
Right, she was a true spiritual seeker.
So for you listening right now, really pay attention to this dialogue between Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. It's crucial.
It is. She asks him this piercing question. She says, if the whole earth full of wealth were hers, would it make her immortal?
Which is the ultimate question, right? We all act like money will save us.
Exactly. And Yajnavalkya is just completely blunt. He says no. He tells her there is no hope of immortality through wealth.
And she famously rejects the wealth. She just says, what should I do with something that cannot make me immortal?
It's such a powerful rejection of materialism.
It is. So, since wealth won't do it, he has to teach her what will. And this leads to the philosophy of love and the self.
Right? He breaks down this core teaching. He tells Maitreyi that a husband is not loved for the sake of the husband,
Okay.
but for the sake of the self.
Mm.
And a wife, children, wealth, even the gods, they are not loved for their own sake, but for the sake of the self, the Atman.
Wait. I have to push back here. Isn't that incredibly selfish?
It sounds like it at first, yeah.
Because it sounds like the text is saying we only love people because of what they do for us. Like, I only love my husband because he makes me feel good.
I know, it really can be misread that way. But Shankaracharya's lens clarifies this completely. It's actually the exact opposite of ego-driven selfishness.
How so?
Well, we aren't talking about the ego self. We are talking about the universal self. You love others because the divine, immortal essence inside you recognizes that exact same essence inside them.
Oh, I see.
You aren't loving them for your ego's benefit. You are loving the universal unity. You are seeing yourself in them.
So it's the deepest kind of empathy, really.
Exactly. It's a recognition of shared divinity.
Wow. Okay, so if immortality isn't in wealth or physical attachment, but in this universal self, how do we actually identify or define this self?
That is the big question.
And here's where it gets really interesting.
It does.
So if you're listening, this is the moment to really tune in. This is the central declaration of the entire text. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman.
The ultimate Mahavakya.
Right. Can you explain that realization? What does it actually mean for identity?
It means realizing that the consciousness inside you, the pure awareness that is listening right now, is the exact same consciousness that forms the fabric of the entire universe.
Like completely identical.
Completely identical. Not a piece of it, not a spark, the totality of it.
Which is so hard to wrap your head around, but the text uses this amazing analogy, the lump of salt.
One of the best analogies in all of philosophy.
Yeah, so it says, if you drop a lump of salt into water, it dissolves.
Right.
You can't see it, you can't reach in and grab it anymore.
It's invisible.
But everywhere you taste the water, whether it's the top, the middle, the bottom, it is salty.
Exactly. The salt pervades everything.
And the text says the self is like that. It's pure intelligence without an interior or exterior, and it just pervades absolutely everything.
It's everywhere, but you can't point to it as an object.
Right, which brings up a huge problem. If it's everywhere and not an object, how do you even talk about it?
You basically can't, at least not directly.
So listeners, get ready for this concept because it's a mental workout. It's called Neti Neti.
Neti Neti. Not this, not this.
Right.
Because the self is everything, it cannot be described by any specific physical attribute.
Yeah.
The moment you say, it is this, you're saying it is not that, which limits it.
So it's described by negation.
Exactly. You strip away everything that it is not.
It's like I always think of Michelangelo carving the statue of David.
Well, that's a great comparison.
Yeah, because he allegedly said he didn't make David. He just chipped away every piece of marble that wasn't David.
Right?
So to find the self, you use Neti Neti to chip away the body, the ego, your job titles, your memories, until only the unattached, undecaying observer remains.
You're just removing the false identifications.
But these realizations, I mean, they aren't just handed down on a mountaintop, right? They are fiercely debated.
Oh, absolutely. This was a culture of intense intellectual debate.
Which leads us to the courts of ancient kings.
Mm-hmm.
It requires a specific ethical foundation, too. Let's talk about Emperor Janaka's court.
Janaka hosted these massive philosophical tournaments.
Like intellectual gladiators.
Exactly. And Yajnavalkya is right in the middle of it, debating other brilliant scholars.
And one of my absolute favorites in this text is Gargi.
Yes. Gargi is phenomenal.
She is a brilliant female philosopher, and she just pushes Yajnavalkya to the absolute limits of human thought.
She really doesn't let him off the hook.
No, she keeps asking him what the ether itself is woven into. Like, what is the ultimate container of reality?
And he finally has to answer that it's woven into the akshara.
The changeless reality.
Right, the imperishable. And she realizes he has hit the absolute limit of conceptual thought, and she actually concedes.
She tells everyone else to just give up.
Yeah, she basically says, Nobody here is going to beat him.
And he also teaches Janaka, the emperor. He tells him that the organ of speech, the eye, the ear, the mind, they are all just abodes of Brahman.
They are instruments, not the truth itself.
And Janaka is so moved by this that he continually offers him 1,000 cows with a bull like an elephant.
Which was an immense fortune back then.
Total jackpot. But, okay, to get to this level of realization, you need some practical instructions, right?
Yes, you can't just philosophize your way to enlightenment without a foundation.
Which brings us to the Kilakanda portion of the text, the ethical instructions.
The story of the thunderclap.
Yes. So Prajapati speaks to gods, humans, and demons, and he just gives them one syllable, like a thunderclap, da, da, da,
Right.
and it means Dhamma, Dana, and Daya.
So Dhamma is self-restraint, Dana is charity, and Daya is compassion.
Let's break down what that means for the listener.
Well, Shankaracharya's commentary here is super practical. He says liberation comes from discriminating the self from the non-self.
Right, figuring out what's real and what isn't.
Exactly. But you can't do that if your mind is turbulent. So these ethical practices, restraint, charity, compassion, they purify the mind. They purify the mind. They calm it down enough to allow that ultimate realization to actually happen.
So it's not just about being a good person, it's about making your mind a clear mirror.
Exactly. You need a still mind to reflect the infinite.
That's beautiful. So we've explored the cosmos, we've debated in ancient courts, we've stripped away the ego with Neti Neti. Let's synthesize the key themes here.
Let's do it.
What are the main pillars we've uncovered?
Number one, I'd say, is that immortality is achieved strictly through self-knowledge. Not actions, not rituals, and definitely not wealth.
Right. Number two is definitely the transformative power of Aham Brahmasmi, that realization that you are the universe.
Absolutely. Number three is the intellectual rigor of Neti Neti, finding the truth by systematically removing the false.
It's such a powerful tool. And number four, I think, is that dialogue and fierce open debate are completely valid paths to spiritual realization.
Gargi proved that. And finally, number five is liberation through Advaita, that non-dual insight.
So what does this all mean? Like, why does this matter to you listening right now in the 21st century?
It matters immensely. Think about our world. We are obsessed with acquiring more wealth, more status, more stuff.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
And the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is basically screaming across the centuries that true fulfillment is impossible to find in possessions. It simply cannot be done.
Because they're finite.
Right. True fulfillment lies in realizing that your consciousness is already infinite. You don't need to add to it.
Shankaracharya's emphasis on this knowledge is basically the ultimate antidote to modern anxiety.
It really is.
Because by realizing you are the eternal self, you dissolve the root of all ignorance and fear. If you are the infinite, what is there to be afraid of?
Exactly. Which brings up a final thought from Yajnavalkya's dialogue that I really want to leave people with.
Yeah, please share it.
He asks this amazing question. When to the knower of Brahman, everything has become the self, well, who is there to be seen by whom?
Oh, wow. So I really want you to mull that over. If you truly realize that you are Brahman, and the person sitting next to you on the train is Brahman, the boundary between you and them completely vanishes.
It dissolves.
The observer and the observed merge. How does that change the way you look at a stranger on the street tomorrow? How does it change the way you look in the mirror?
It changes everything.
It really does. So the ultimate takeaway here is the self is Brahman infinite, beyond attributes, the absolute source of immortality.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. If this depth dive sparked an aha moment for you, please subscribe to Simplified Awakening, like this audio, and share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you.
Definitely. Let us know what you think.
And join us next time as we continue our exploration of the principal Upanishads with Shankaracharya's amazing commentary. See you then.